Okay, everyone, welcome to part 3. And I need to backtrack for a minute because there's a 4-star film that I forgot to mention. Another one of my 4 stars goes to Kenneth Branagh's A Haunting in Venice, which I believe is the best of the 3 films that he made with himself starring as Hercule Poirot, Agatha Christie's famous Belgian detective. Now, I talked a lot about this one on a podcast for the ESO network, so I'm not going to say a lot about this film. I've already said it. So if you want more about my opinions on this film, ESO network, Google it, and you should be able to find the podcast that we did a few months back on A Haunting in Venice. So, now, the 5-star specials. What got 5 stars from me? The first film, one of the early movies I went to in 2003, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. This is the first live action English language coming of age movie starring a girl that I've really connected with ever since I saw the duology of The Secret Garden and A Little Princess back in 1993 and 1994. It's good enough to stand along movies like, say, Stand By Me, and so many that talk about a boy's coming of age. And it's just a beautifully acted movie, and there's a sweetness about it that never gets cloying. All these characters feel real. For something to be cloying rather than sweet, there tends to be an artificiality about it. Now, if you think pretty much all sweetness is automatically cloying, then this movie may not be for you. But it really hit my, if you'll forgive me, sweet spot. So that's the first of the 5-star movies that I'm going to talk about. And the next one, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I liked this one better than the first film, Into the Spider-Verse. I know a lot of people feel the opposite. They like the first film better. But I found the second film not only more intense, but also more complex, with a lot of issues that have more than one right answer, or perhaps too many wrong answers. And characters don't always know what the right thing to do is. It's kind of hard to be a hero if you don't know what the heroic move is supposed to be. So this movie actually addresses some of those complications. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes next. Next on my list of 5 stars is The Boy and the Heron. Now, which of these movies do I want to see win? The Boy and the Heron or Across the Spider-Verse? You can pretty much flip a coin, because both are very strong boy-centered coming-of-age films, and both take you on interesting journeys that you're not really sure where they're going to end up. They're both full of surprises. And I'm really glad to see Miyazaki back in the game. Hayao Miyazaki has made a lot of wonderful films, and this is another one. Both Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and The Boy and the Heron have wonderful original scores that were cheated out of nominations. So, that's bad. The Academy should not have done that. They should not ghettoize Best Animated Feature and not allow a really good animated feature to get nominated outside that category. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that at some point. Also, 5 stars, Poor Things. Here's the thing about Poor Things. Poor Things, I'm going to say right off the bat, is not for everyone. I would recommend Across the Spider-Verse, The Boy and the Heron. I would recommend those to pretty much everyone. But Poor Things is, well, first of all, I have never seen another movie like this one. It resembles nothing else that I have watched. And it is, the word that comes to mind when I think of this film is decadent. So if you have a hard time with decadence, if you're squeamish, if sex scenes, a lot of blood and things like that, if they are off-putting to you, maybe you might want to stay away from this. But it's a shame because it really is such a wonderful movie. And its heart is its central character, beautifully played by Emma Stone. Since I've seen this movie, I've switched from rooting for Sandra Hüller, although her performance in Anatomy of a Fall was very good. Now I am really rooting hard for Emma Stone to win Best Actress this year because she creates that core character. And the main element that you need to know about her is that she is wildly curious about everything. And since she starts the story with an underdeveloped brain, she sort of learns by doing, and that can take her into some kind of interesting little dark places. But the whole time I was watching the film, I was invested in her. I wanted to see how she would turn out. Would her journey have a satisfying ending? And the ending is, I'm not going to spoil anything, it's a little dark, but you'll have to make up your own mind about it if you see the film. But I was satisfied with how it turned out, and the art decoration, the set design, the cinematography, all really added up to just a wonderfully made movie. Again, it's unique. You will not see anything else quite like it. Not even if you're familiar with director Yorgos Lanthimos' other work. This is just, in a lot of ways, way out of left field. But it will involve you if you're up for it. And my husband and I, we were both up for it. So, next is my favorite animated feature of the year. Not actually Poor Things. I should have talked about this before Poor Things, because Poor Things is, I would say, the best movie I saw of the 2023 releases. But Nimona is available on Netflix. I can't recommend Poor Things to everyone, but I can recommend Nimona to pretty much everyone who is listening to my voice right now. It's tremendous fun. It is on Netflix right now, and its central character is, well, one thing, Poor Things and Nimona are two wildly divergent films in terms of their subject matter, their tone, and everything. But one thing they have is a central character who will surprise you. A central character who will keep you guessing. And Nimona's journey is not only a lot of fun, but in a lot of ways intensely emotional and very relatable. I did connect with this character and really wanted to see how their journey would end. Supporting characters also very strong, a lot of really good voice work, and well worth your time. I don't think it's going to win Best Animated Feature, but it was my favorite. So that's my rundown of movies I saw released in 2023.